Okay, guitar cats, here's the Ergo V, or the Strandberg Flying V. That title seemed to catch a bunch of people's eye. So people are into Strandbergs, and they're into Flying Vs, which, I mean, I kind of get the aesthetic allure, but gross. Okay, we took off the Flying V plate, gone. Instead we got grommets or whatever they're called. Ferrules, right? What did I take off? Oh, there's a cat. Guitar cats. There's the big fat star of the show, Rasta Panther Boy. Boy! Hey, you're live. Millions of people are watching you. What do you have to say? Boy, psst. Are you Rasta Panther? Yeah, you know, he's kind of casual. He's doing his own thing. But anyway, here's what's left of the V plate that I carved. Just carving down with my Dremel. Pretty funny, pretty shiny. You see the reflections in there, but that's why there's holes. That one on top, I plugged with like a bluebird. But this thing was way heavier. I don't know, I saved a few ounces. I saved a few ounces here. I've been looking at different combinations. I like the black plastic with the silver. I think it's going to work out pretty good, especially since I got a little black plastic knob. I got the silver bridge, the grommets or whatever. Ferrules, I don't know, I can't remember that word. It looked pretty good with the big silver knobs that were on there. They were mismatched. So I bought some new ones. The new knobs did not work. They're sitting way too high. This is the old style. Still kind of works pretty good. One of them looks all right. Could be shinier, newer, polished, but the other one's mismatched, no good. But yeah, it does work, and the push-push is kind of weird. And those look good for the push-push in either position. Meanwhile, the hat next to it, riding way, way high up in the sky. So even if I lower the pot down all the way, I would need like a short shaft for this. But actually, it probably wouldn't work with the push-push anyway. But they're nice with the abalone, so I'm thinking we'll put them on the Strat, right? I know I might be being a little redundant. That looks pretty cool. I like it. I think it'd be a nice upgrade for the Strat, so we'll try that. You know, these have the Allen key, so different fits, different finishes. What else? We're going to slam the humbuckers in today. I got the wiring done for the most part. I got, well, let's flip it around. Okay, so yesterday was my first day wiring, right? You want to modify your own guitar, good luck. I enjoyed painting it. I'm kind of into painting. And so I didn't even paint it. That's all stain. Stained, mixed colors. And we got kind of a rainbow burst. I don't know if the lighting is really doing us well here, but in some lighting it looks good. We could see the grain coming through. I'm happy with it. It's cool. It's unique. It's artistic. It's autistic. Sorry if I offended anyone. I got the horn I put on there. Some good color on the horn. Right, so it's nice to have an artsy project. Right, sculpting. I carved the body carve. I carved the leg carves. I added the whole. I mean, it was a Flying V when it started. Now it's way different. But there's the push pots. Dun dun dun. And my wiring. They're in. They're wired to the output jack. They're wired together. The three-way switch has wires which are double wires or grounded and to the three connectors. So I should be able to hook these right to the pickups. But then to do the split, they're going to be coming back to these push pots, I guess, first and then back or some. I'm not sure exactly how the routing works. But I watched a video yesterday on the push-pull pot. Seemed pretty easy. Phil McKnight. And so hopefully it's pretty straightforward. We got two of them, so there's going to be one on the tone, one on the volume. I did my little capacitor, pretty neat in there if you could see the green. I don't know, I was proud of my work, but what a friggin' nightmare. I mean, you can see some of the soldering, and then I have red and white wire, right? And then you see the white wire is kind of burned. because the stupid soldering iron's melting and burning everything that it's not supposed to be touching, including my hands. But I got some pretty fat solders on there, as you could see. It was tough grounding to the pot itself. I still managed to kind of do it, but not easily. I couldn't just go across the top, wasn't working, especially on the volume pot. But nightmare. And I don't even want to, I don't know how many solders I need to do to finish it up, but I don't even want to do any with that, even though I kind of at the end got the touch, but it took me all day to do this, all day. I spent so many full days modifying this guitar, and I'm happy it's been a project of love. But yeah, you want to modify your guitar. You know, sometimes things break along the way. Sometimes it goes from a 5-minute thing to a 3-week thing or a 5-week thing. And, you know, it's been a roller coaster of emotions. And now I'm kind of deep in. I've done a lot of changes since it's had strings on it. And it's going to be fun to string it back up, but hopefully it's going to work good. I changed the nut. I changed the tuners, right? The positions, the headstock I shaved down. So that has all the potential to affect playability big time. I moved one of the strings over in the nut. One of the nut slots was off too far toward the edge, so I moved it in. That should help a lot, and I think it's going to play great. I hope it plays great. I took the neck off. I've been messing with the neck pocket, so hopefully we're not going to have any problems there. The alignment and the action is going to be good, and we're going to get super low action, great intonation is what we're hoping for. I'm going to go online today and see about getting a soldering iron. So $40, they say a Weller is the way to go. And what do I have to do? I got to move that volume control on the Glary, okay? But that just might be as simple as drilling a hole, honestly. No wires, disconnections are connected. The Mitchell, the bridge pickup, no, the neck pickup, nothing at all, right? So it's probably the 3-way switch. Maybe I get in there, resolder it. Who knows, right? That's likely going to be the problem. Maybe I need a new switch. But, yeah, I think it's good to have a good soldering iron. I don't plan on doing a whole lot of soldering. The Paul Reed Smith, the right next to it, the Strat, the Acoustistrat, or the Strat Acoustic. So that does need some wiring stuff. Maybe I could put a solder or two there. So it's almost a waste, really, to drop $40. That's what I was thinking. I bought the $5 soldering iron. And, you know, I'm sorry I did, right? It was burning holes in the mats. Right, I almost lit fire to the place a couple of times. And their cheap little stand, what a nightmare. That makes things worse. You know, some cheap solder it came with. All of it worked, but not well. Like, it took me 12 hours to do what I think you can do in 5 minutes. So, yeah, I mean, you want to modify your own guitars. I think that's what you might be up against, you know, spending a lot of hours. Now, was it worth it? Yeah, I understand electronics and soldering way more now than I ever did. You know, also I understand guitar physics and action and intonation, and, you know, I'm coming all the way full back circle to where it started. It started just doing my own setups. Then I got, you know, into adding horns, chopping off legs, and doing body carves. But I got a nice arm carve, a nice body carve, a leg rest, actually two, because it wouldn't sit very nice in the middle on your leg. Now I widen that, and it is way more comfortable. I'm going to do the next video. Well, we'll get the humbuckers in and everything, and then I got to put some grooves back in. So it slides off your leg. It's kind of smooth. I smoothed it out for the finish, but before I did, I tested some grooves to keep it from sliding off your leg, and boom, bam, boom-bastic, especially on the leg rest, right? When it's in that ergonomic position, it kind of wants to pivot and slide. So, yeah, little grooves. You could just use the steel wool, or, you know, I polyed over it, and so I also sanded it down. But the grooves were probably pretty deep, like, you know, in the 300 grit range, or even deeper, like real grooves. So I was going to carve them with the Dremel. I ended up using like the steel wool bit on the drill. It's good for like paint removal and stuff, and wood removal. And so it left a lot of deep lines and grooves, which, or perpendicular to the way it wants to slide off your leg. So I got to re-groove it, and then probably, maybe poly over that again a little more. And we're pretty good on the finish, right? Wrap up these electronics, might be nothing. I think today I might not even have to solder. I got those wires already soldered to the 3-way switch. I guess I got to connect the 3-way switch to the volume pot. So there's one solder. And then I could probably use like fast connectors to connect those wires that are already soldered to the 3-way switch to the pickup wires. Oh, then the pickup wires got to go to the push-push. So that's 1, 2, and maybe another ground or 2. So I got 3 or 4 or 5 more solders to do. I mean, it's not a lot, but with my soldering iron that's really non-functional, I mean, seriously, it'll take me 5 minutes to make a solder. I gotta like search up the shaft for the one spot that can actually melt some solder or have a little bit of heat to it. So it's insane, the worst tools ever. Yeah, you wanna get into electronics, get you a $40 solderer. Weller is the one they're recommending. Maybe I'll shoot it on video today, but I'm seeing the time hit 11:11, and I'm thinking it might be time to wrap it up, folks. So, that's the update. We're looking pretty good here. I'm going to order up some nice knobs. I'm thinking maybe some PRS style black ones, or I don't know. We'll see what they have out there. I like the PRS probably the best, and I'm thinking black would be good, or chrome. And then that's it. We'll get some nice knobs to get our push going, and hopefully this sucker, we're going to be doing a little sound check. We got the Glary amp ready to be cranked up here. And look who decided to take a nap on the workbench. King of the Rastas. King of the Panthers. I've been watching the channel with the Panther, and I don't think he's full Panther, no way. But he's at least 10% Panther. What do you think? Comment down below, you guitar cats. Huh? Part Panther? Oh, we love him so much. All right, peace and love, people. See you on the next one.